can hear me. I am probably eating my breakfast and lunch-ish at the same time as playing, so it's just rice, there's nothing loud, so. We're gonna do Rowan's route. Hey. I'm wanting to do an early stream for I'm off day. Just as long as I make news, guys. I just had to kind of fix my kitchen. Today, of all days, it's been almost a week. See how long it takes. So we are going to do new game. Let me actually do a little fun tweet now. No, it auto tweets it, but you know, I like to be fancy about it, you know. Her name again. Same thing, it's been 200 years since a woman's been born. Bloody, bloody, blood. She's a man and a woman in a man's village. I still don't know how I would feel about that.
Wake up.
And as always, if you haven't seen these, I suggest watching my first stream. I am going to be skipping all that I've already read. Sorry, but you do have to watch that first one that I did. It was a two-part, my first two of the stream. It just would be really boring for me. Sorry. So this is her dad waking her up, talking all about how she's growing up and which element she's gonna pick, because since she's a girl, she gets to pick the element of her choice. Whatever she wants. She's not like the males who are born into one. So now she's in her school, meeting up with the boys. And since I don't want to romance him, I'm going to be Akash. They start acting all crazy, so we're doing Rowan. Oh, let's take off the skit so it doesn't, because it goes real fast. I sneak a glance over at Rowan. He seems to be doing his best to look anywhere but at the illustration. Oh yeah, their teacher is going through what happens to a woman when they change. And it's, you know, a birds and the bees kinds of conversation, if you know what that means. Our eyes meet for one awkward second, and he immediately looks away. The blush spreads from the tip of his ears to his cheeks. It's kind of comforting to see someone else feel the same way.
Physically, female elementals and human females are extremely similar, but the coupling of a male and female elemental is different in many ways. The most important way, however, is that the fruit of their union will result in a pure blood elemental. A pure blood elemental's command of magic is vastly stronger than that of a human elemental mix. You can understand now why some villages have gone to war over a single female elemental.
Okay, I think I've already read this because skip. So now ask about my future. So we're going for Rowan. So I feel like he'd be a family man. So we're gonna do that. So shutting him down is Ignatius. So let's mess with him. Let's take off the skip. Let's mess with him. I haven't done that. I smile sweetly at Rocco and run my fingers along his cheek, yes, catching one of his curls in my index finger. He gives me a usual smirk. I'm a bit irritated with myself for finding him so attractive when he's so obnoxious.
It is so sweet that you actually think you have a chance with me. Tell you what, though. I like your confidence. You're going to make some human woman very happy someday.
Oh, burn. I pat his cheek patronizing and breeze past him. It takes him a moment to recover, but he laughs it off as he's in on the joke.
Oh, honey, I've made several human women very happy already.
Oh, jeez.
You just come and find old Rocco when you want a piece of all this happiness.
That's not what I was expecting to happen, but it's okay. We'll still get Rowan, so it's okay. He gestures to himself. Caspian gives him a look that could curdle milk and sweets past me. On his way out, I hurry out the door before Rocco can say anything else. I would too. I would too. Let's see. She's gonna go to her room and decompress. And now she's gonna go to town and get harassed by some male elementals because she's a woman. Now she's in her room. Take off the skip. I'm gonna go to Rowan's room. Make my way over to Rowan's door and knock.
Just a minute.
He sounds out of breath. I hope I'm not interrupting anything. He opens the door, completely covered in sweat. His face falls as soon as he sees me. His cheeks are already flushed with effort, but I think some of it might be embarrassment.
Oh, sorry. You caught me in the middle of my training.
I'm sorry if it's a bad time. I just needed some help with something.
At the moment of the word help, he seems to shake off his embarrassment. He flings the door open and gestures to a stool.
I always have time to help a classmate. Come on in, have a seat.
So cute.
Actually, would you mind walking with me briefly? I can explain on the way.
Grabs a towel, carelessly drapes it over the front of his bed and wipes his face. Oh, that's okay. And before slinging it over his shoulder.
Lead the way.
Lead the way.
It was bad enough having Elder Glenn go on about all that embarrassing stuff, but when I left the classroom today, I could feel everyone else staring at me too. And I can deal with that, whatever. But there was this really creepy guy who just got in my way. And he didn't even touch me, but it was like he was looking right through me. And the things he said, and the gross little laugh. You know, I can deal with one guy, but I'm starting to think that maybe this is going to be what it's like from now on. An entire village of guys looking at me and just counting their future children.
Sure.
4, 5, 6. Sorry, what was that?
I hope he was kidding. Let's do them.
Rowan, what was that? Were you counting our children?
Rowan laughs good-naturedly.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to lighten the mood. Couldn't resist.
So you were thinking about having children with me, were you?
He smiles slowly, disappears from Rowan's face.
What? No, I was just making a bad joke.
Strike a dramatic pose.
You cat! You were thinking about making children with me! You wanted to reenact that illustration, didn't you?
Rowan's face turns a brilliant shade of red.
No, I would never.
You would never want to do that with me? Am I not beautiful enough? You think I'm ugly?
No, of course you're beautiful. The prettiest. Ouch!
I punch him in the arm.
I'm teasing you, you absolute mess. I was being really serious and you made a stupid joke at a bad time, so I'm giving it back to you. Don't be a jerk.
Rowan knows the back of his neck sheepishly.
You're right. That was inappropriate. Lesson learned.
He learns. Boys that learn. Rowan snaps his finger as if he suddenly remembered something.
Oh, did you hear the news?
What news?
They captured a human boy.
What?
I like how she says that. It's so funny. Humans and elementals have been at odds for generations. We've had a peace agreement with a nearby village for at least a few hundred years, but things have been really tense between us lately.
Yeah, Elder Soul is going to take us to see him tomorrow. Crazy, right?
Yeah, I've never seen a human before. Have you? I know Rocco has been to the human village before. He talks about it all the time. Have you ever gone with him?
Well, call me crazy, but the idea of having sex with strangers doesn't really appeal to me.
There's not many options for male elementals. It almost seems unavoidable, doesn't it?
Rowan smiles shyly. It's different than his usual goofy grin. He's really quite handsome. I never noticed it before. Rocco tends to steal the spotlight when he's around, which is practically all the time, since they're inseparable.
I was joking with Rocco earlier, but I really am saving myself, you know? My chances might be slim, but I'm going to keep waiting for the right lady.
Aww. So pure. I step closer to Rowan and touch his arm.
Whoever she is, she'll be very lucky.
Rowan's shy smile quickly dissolves into nervous laughter. His face is bright red. I've seen him blush more today than I have in the last few years.
Definitely. Well, if you need me, I'll just be training back here.
Takes a few hurried steps back, throws himself to the ground, and begins fiercely doing push-ups. Rowan and I walk back to the dorm without any more creepy incidents. Maybe it was just that guy, or maybe seeing me with Rowan makes them feel like they don't have a chance. Either way, I'm going to have to be more aware of my surroundings from now on. The men in the village are looking at me differently now, and it seems they don't all have good intentions. 13 days until the coming of age ceremony. I awaken to the sound of a lot of hustle and bustle. It seems like there's much more activity in the village than usual. There's a strange amount of chatter, with doors and windows opening and closing for such an early hour. I rub the sleep from my eyes and begin my morning routine. And then she gets some sweetbread? Honey bread? I think it's just sweetbread they call it. From the baker. You're here! I just started. Just pretty much a lot of blushing from Rowan. And he's saving himself for the right woman, unlike Rocco. Shocker. Such a pure-hearted boy. Also, FYI, if my stream abruptly ends from a knocking on my door and chatter, I have maintenance people for my apartment. I don't know when they're coming to fix the clog in my kitchen. My dishwasher is like flooded and my sink drains really slowly, so I don't know what's wrong with it. I almost freaked out because woke up and my bathroom sink was like flooded with water. No! So I used a cooking chopstick and dug it in there and it drained. So I don't know what's in there. But they're gonna have to fix that soon. As much as I probably should put an urgent notice for them to do it today, I really want to stream, so you know, priorities. I mean, it drains, they drain. No, it's not. It's really annoying, but you know, such is life, I guess. At least I don't have to pay someone to come fix it, and since I pay them to live here, they just come fix it. But I guess that's why I get to get away. If they're not here by tomorrow, I'm putting in another work order for them. And I'm going to make it urgent and say, I'm flooding everywhere. I'm going to make it very dramatic, probably. Be like, you're not flooding everywhere. And be like, my heart is flooding for the need to be able to wash my dishes. Thank you. You always brighten my day. Okay. So, we're at the part with she just got the bread. So... Okay, that's right. Lux is asking for some bread. So, I've done the other two, obviously. I'm going to do not share and see what happens. It's like she's starving. I clutched the bundle of sweet rolls to my bosom.
Sorry, Lux. These are just too good to share.
Rocco sighs wistfully.
They certainly are.
Oh my god. Well, I think I know what's clogging it. I'm gonna have to have a conversation with my husband to not cut his hair in the sink and then shove it down the sink, because like everything that was pulling out was like little bits of hair, and I have long hair, so I know it's not my hair. I'm also gonna get drain stuff that should like dissolve that and eat it away later today. But you know, I wanted to stream, so I'll do that when he gets home, and that way I can make him drive to the store, and I don't have to drive. But yeah. He reaches towards the bundle again. Rude! Ooh, okay, he might like being it thrown in the face. I already got one like from him. So... I'm gonna slap it away. I slap Rocco's hands. I got a trophy. The trophy is Aurora doesn't share. That's true. I slap Rocco's hand away from my precious sweet rolls just as it's about to close around one. I pull the pastries closer and glare at Rocco.
So much sweetness.
No! I have to go back. Dang, I didn't think he would like that. We're gonna go back. Yep. Throw a roll at his face. I wing a roll at Rocco's face, but he catches it out of the air and pops it into his mouth in one smooth motion. He clicks his tongue at me between a mouthful of bread.
Tut tut. How could you think of sullying this perfect face? You disappoint me.
Caspian glares at us from a far side of the room.
Do you not see what all these gifts are? They're trying to buy you. Everyone wants to be a part of your coming-of-age ceremony. Are you truly so naive as to think all the men of our village are showering you with gifts for no good reason?
I don't think I've looked at the trophy list yet for this. I'm just gonna tell him I don't care, because... I don't care, Caspian.
I'm not an idiot, Caspian. Doesn't mean I can't enjoy it.
That's good. Ignatius can have the one little heart. Just then, Elder So enters the classroom. He doesn't even bother coming to the front of the class. He simply beckons us to him from the door.
I've got a...
Oh yeah, now they're gonna go see the human. We can skip that. We've seen that 2 other times. How many routes have I done? 2. I've done 2. Oh, route number 3, right? Right. So we're gonna walk with Rowan. I fall into step beside Rowan. Rocco seems to be in the middle of the story about his exploits in the human village. Oh my god.
They're always amazed by the color of it. Ooh, it's so blue. What color did you expect it to be? Human women are so easily impressed.
I'm sorry, Rocco, but in the human world, when it's blue, that means you're desperate. I was just saying.
You've met like 4 human women tops. That hardly makes you an expert.
That's 4 more than you, darling. Ah, but I promised Iggy we'd finish our conversation.
Great. Could you imagine? He probably would just shove it in their face too, like, hey! I'm not a fan of that. Rocco hurries up to the path to chase after Ignatius. Rowan rolls his eyes and turns away from Rocco.
Guess there won't be any big surprises for the human expert over there, huh?
It doesn't sound like he's really spent much time with human males. Maybe he'll be just as curious as the rest of us. What do you think about all of this? Are you nervous?
I am a little bit. It'll be interesting to see a human with my own eyes. It's not the same looking at a drawing or hearing Elder Sapphire lecture about them.
Oh, okay. I need to open up the chat on my phone because I hate that it splits up words like that. I'm gonna have to have my husband figure out how to do a proper setup for a stream so I don't have weird PlayStation auto chat, because it's quite terrible if you ask me. They don't know how to word wrap properly. Come on, PlayStation, you're a multi-million-dollar company. Poly-billion-dollar... Actually, poly-billion. Trillion. I don't know how much Sony has. Okay. Now I've got... Now I can actually read properly. My eyes aren't crossing. Alright.
Yeah, there are some things you just have to learn by experiencing them.
Up ahead of us, I can hear Ignatius' angry voice and Rocco's laughter.
Do you think they smell funny?
We do.
I'm not sure. I suppose we'll find out, won't we?
You think they'd let us fight him? Just to see?
It wouldn't be a fair fight if he was tied up, and it would be really stupid to untie him to fight you. I wouldn't get your hopes up if I were you.
Aw, we're really going all the way down there just to look at him?
We're supposed to observe him as part of our education. What did you think observe means exactly?
You know, observe.
Observe. Okay, elaborate. He drops into a fighting stance.
Observe these fists of fury!
Silence. The boys turn to look back at Rowan, but no one stops to wait for him. Rowan breaks into an awkward trot to catch up to me. I'm confused.
Try to keep those fists of fury under control in there. We still have an actual lesson to get to today.
I'll try my best, but I can't make any promises.
He punches the air a few times and flexes, grinning at me. Not a bad sight. Heavens after what? I'm confused. I'm easily confused. We finally reached a small building on the outskirts of our village. Behave. As you look at the human. At the very end? I feel like I want to do something different. Should I smile at him? I feel like not winking. I feel like that's something Rocco would do. I guess I'll just do nothing. I don't want to accidentally trigger his route. You choose the element. I think it's the first one. Like the first option? I think the first option is... Oh. So do the other options. Okay. I walk up to Rowan, who seems pleasantly surprised. I think it's Rocco's tattoo looks like a teardrop. He looks like he's so sad.
Ready to be humiliated, Rowan?
Okay. I know it's like I know there's a few people that have had struggles getting on it, and I know on their Tumblr, I don't do Tumblr, but I did lurk on their Tumblr, that they link to, I think, a YouTube video or someone else's walkthrough to get on it, and then they also, if you message them, the creator, like the person who created the game, she will help you to get on. She's very open about helping you in the game if you need help, which is really great. I think I saw somewhere else too where someone asked if they're going to do another Otome game, and she said not in the, like, there's no plans for one, but she said she is working on a action game, like an action roleplay game, not like turn-based, but like action-based, that has Otome elements to it. So it'd be like, I don't know, something that's geared towards girls that is action-based, which I think would be great. We don't really have something like that here, so I'm great to see what she does. Rowan sinks into a formal bow, then settles into a fighting stance, beckoning me forward.
If by humiliated you mean completely and utterly victorious, then yes.
I launched myself at him feet. Oh, okay, at him feet first. He dodges me easily and lashes out with a devastating kick. I just barely manage to duck and roll out of the way. He's fast. I might need a different strategy. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed Rocco appeared to be observing us with some interest. They teased a DLC on their Twitter, but I don't know what it's going to be at all. It could be an afterwards, or it could be a before. I don't know. So apparently you get a CG every single time you play Dirty. So we're gonna play Dirty again. Rowan has been acting a bit strange lately. I can probably use his newfound embarrassment to my advantage. If I get in close and grapple him, I rush him with a fury of blows, watching the way he moves. Now that I've gotten his movements down, I can anticipate which way he'll go. I fake him out and sweep his leg out from under him. He's caught off guard and goes crashing to the ground. I jump on top of him and pin him. Our bodies are pressed together tightly. I can feel his hard, muscled body underneath mine. he should be trying to maneuver his way out of my hold, but he seems to... He seems... But it seems my estimate was correct. Estimation. Meh, meh. He liked that. Boy liked that. He seems to be frozen in embarrassment. I lower my face towards his until our noses are almost touching.
Tap out.
Sorry?
I lean forward and whisper in his ears.
Tap out.
Rowan says nothing in response, but slowly turns his hand over and taps the ground. I stand up and brush myself off. Rocco shakes his head, muttering,
Amateur.
I offer my hand to Rowan, but he shakes his head. He calls forth a... Aww. Carpet of flowers. They cover him entirely.
I'm just gonna stay down here for now. Maybe give being a flower a try.
He doesn't tap out, he plans out. Oh no. Rocco sweeps his hand forward and blasts the flowers away in a small burst of wind.
Don't be silly, darling. You're not nearly pretty enough. You might give being a boulder a go instead. You've got all the intelligence of a rock.
So rude!
Yeah.
He's so mean. Why are you his friend? But Rocco's really damaged. I bet that's why he's a turd. It's been a long day. I'll probably go to bed early. You little bitch. See, I always, like, in these types of games where I'm like, oh, they're a terrible person, and they finally get on their route, and I'm like, they're just really damaged. I mean, it could be the case for him, that could not be the case for him. Let's see. If I was Rowan, he definitely would want to get married. I look at the marriage band and try to imagine what the great sparkling jewel would look like resting against my forehead. I've never given it too much thought before now, but the idea of marriage just feels right. I want to be bonded to someone forever. I place the paper to the side so I can look at it again later. I know. He was talking about it, or it was a part earlier where he was talking about something with it. I don't remember what he said, but, you know, in good Rocco fashion, I'm pretty sure we can probably figure out what he's saying. As I lay down to sleep, I find myself thinking less about marriage and more about the boys in my class. I find myself lingering on thoughts of Rowan. As I drift off to sleep, he's the last thing on my mind. Oh, dreamscape. I think this is just like... find myself in a pile of flowers. I try to push them aside, but they're wrapping themselves around me like vines. Suddenly, their arms, strong, muscular arms, male arms. Girl, what'd you eat before sleep? I turn around and find myself face to face with Rowan. True. I like how their backgrounds usually move and stuff. It makes it, I don't know, like when they're walking somewhere, it shows like a little bit of movement. It's a lot more, I don't know, I like it a lot better than the typical Tome games that just are just still images of everything. Looks like more effort's put into it, not just trying to pump it out and get it released. None of a thing, if you ask me. He's wearing a flower crown. Shocker. And not much else. He's so close I could kiss him.
I'm so glad you've decided to join me here in the Flower Kingdom. It was getting really lonely.
Flower Kingdom, that could be interesting. Nutella. He tucks a flower behind my ear.
You've got a flower crown and all I get is one measly flower? Is that any way to treat your future queen?
Look at you making assumptions. Who said you could be queen? Maybe I just wanted some company.
Both of us know that's not true.
Why can't it be both?
Oh. Rowan chuckles and draws me closer to him until our noses touch. I can feel his sweet breath on my lips. Describe it. This is usually what I say to my husband when he doesn't know an English word. He'll say it in Swedish. I'm like, I don't know what that is. And he has to play like the word game. I am learning Swedish now. Hey. I close my eyes. It's the same as Nutella. So, well, Nutella is a hazelnut peanut butter? I awaken with a start. No flowers, no Rowan. Wah, wah. Oh, goddess. I only really know of not hazelnut, Nutella. At least here, with my knowledge. Well, peanut butter is peanut butter. It's spreadable on bread, like jelly. Mousse? No, you don't spread mousse on bread. I don't know. I have to Google it. Oh, goddess, why do I always have to wake up when my dreams are getting good? Google is my friend. I even use Google at work. People are like trying to describe something very obscure, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to Google it. That was certainly an interesting dream, though. I never really thought about Rowan like that before, but he's cute and pleasant in that body. Why would you say he's cute and pleasant? You're pleasant, sir. What? Spreadable. Chocolate? I'm saying ganache, but it's not. Cadbury has their own chocolate spread? What? Oh. I did not know about that. I've never seen that before. British foods. Well, of course it's in Britain. Of course it's not here. Why would we have something? Put Nutella? But if I put in Nutella, it's going to give me Nutella. Hold on. Come on. Okay, there we go. Nutella. I have Nutella hot chocolate. Hazelnut. Nutella leggings. Because you need Nutella leggings. All I am saying is Nutella. Why is someone putting poop as the word for Nutella? Oh, the internet. Hazelnut. It's just hazelnut. All I'm seeing is Nutella. Commercial video of Nutella. It's just gonna give me a commercial video of Nutella. It's not gonna give me something different. You cray cray. Oh, those look good. They're like little biscuits filled with Nutella. Little hard biscuit crackers. Swim trunks with Nutella that look like there's chocolate chocolate in air quotes on the bottom. That looks like poop. A Nutella pie? Oh, jeez. I'm putting that down. Guess I better get up and get going. I don't know what's happening anymore in my life. Nutella. I barely get a few steps to the village proper, and okay. Oh, that's right. They're giving him more gifts. It just gave me Nutella. I just saw a lot of weird Nutella merchandise and Nutella itself. I don't know. You have it? I have Nutella here. I just don't really have anything to put it on other than bread, but I don't really want to do that. So these people are trying to give me what again? Fabric, right? They're trying to give me fabric, right? Oh. Yeah, they're trying to give her clothes. I've never accepted their gifts. I don't know if I should. I've never done that before. I'm gonna politely refuse. I know what Nutella is. I thought you said something that was different from Nutella. Just as a small crowd of villagers arrive, I look across the square and spot Rowan on his way to class. I give him a desperate wave. He smiles and waves at me rather obliviously. Typical Rowan. Just as the villagers begin to thrust their baked goods towards me, I hold my hand out to stop them.
Sirs, you honor me with your gifts, but I see my classmate across the square and I promised him we would walk together. I really must be going now. Please feel free to deliver any samples to my quarters. Thanks.
Cocoa cream? I've never heard of cocoa cream. We probably would just call it chocolate spread here. We're uninventive. The villagers pause for a moment, surprised by my outburst, take the opportunity to run through them, giving them a quick bow as I go. Rowan seems to have finally realized what's going on and jogs over to meet me. He gives the villagers a cheery wave and grabs my hand.
Sorry guys, we've really got to get going.
He looks wistful for a moment.
Shame about those samples though. Maybe next time you could grab a few on your way in.
Maybe. Let's go and accept them, because it seems he's hungry.
But how will I hold your hand if I'm carrying a bunch of cake samples?
True story. Okay, good thing I didn't go back. Rowan frowns and glances down at our hands. Realization draws on him. He's real slow. Realization draws on him as a blush spreads across his cheeks. He withdraws his hand, but he gives me a cheeky grin.
Don't get any funny ideas. I was just hoping you had some cake stashed in your fist. I see now that was a foolish hope.
We can always try again tomorrow. I'm sure there'll only be more of them. They seem to be multiplying. I didn't think we even had that many bakers in our village.
They'll probably start coming from nearby villages. It's been a long time since we had a female elemental at the coming-of-age ceremony.
Yeah, everyone loves reminding me.
You can't blame them for being excited. You represent a lot of high ideals and hopes for our people, you know.
I feel like I still want to go back. And pick up the samples. That should be far enough. I don't really know what to do with these fabric samples, but it wouldn't hurt to have a look at them later.
Sirs, you honor me with your gifts, but I'm currently on my way to school. If you could have them delivered to the student quarters, I'd be delighted to take a look at them after class at my leisure, so I can give them the consideration they deserve.
The villagers nod furiously and take off in the direction of the dormitory, shouting and attempting to trip each other as they go. Okay, that still didn't really do much. Let's joke. I toss my hair over my shoulders and strike a dramatic pose.
I can't say I blame them for wanting to be a part of all this.
Yeah, the other day when you were stuffing your face with sweet rolls, there was this moment where the sun was shining on you and it illuminated the crumbs on your face just so. And I thought to myself, wow, Rowan, there sits the future of our race.
Oh my god, he's so slow. I knew he was. I don't want to sound like Rocco, but he's kind of dumber than a box of rocks. Poor sweet boy. Poor sweet innocent pure boy.
I wasn't stuffing my face. I was thoughtfully sampling pastries in consideration of my coming of age ceremony. As the future of our race, I have a responsibility to make sure I throw the greatest party this village has ever seen.
Looked like you were just mindlessly smashing food into your face. You gotta forgive a simple guy like me for being confused. I don't know much about these things.
At least he's honest. Rowan seems to be looking past me. I turn around and follow his gaze and see some village warriors headed to in the other direction. They're heavily armed, which is unusual to see in the middle of the village.
They must be headed to where that human boy is being kept.
I wonder what they're going to do to him. I hope they don't hurt him.
What are you so worried about him for? Don't you think he'd kill scores of elementals if he had the chance?
I shrug.
I don't know, but we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard than humans. Hurting prisoners in your custody is just wrong.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Rowan!
Rowan throws his arms around Rocco and pulls him into his bosom, patting his head tenderly.
There, Rocco. You will survive this heartbreak. I just know it. Keep your head up, chum.
Oh my gosh. Rocco claps against Rowan and emits a terrible wail.
Condemned to a lifetime of earth magic with you as her teacher. We have failed her.
So rude.
Enough joking around. Class is still in session. The poor girl doesn't need any more pressure from the lot of you.
He places a large hand on my shoulder and gives me an awkward pat. I think he means to reassure me. It's rather sweet.
The real choice is in less than 2 weeks. Try to keep an open mind as long as you can.
Thank you, Elder. I will.
As for the rest of you, we'll be practicing elemental defenses again today. Ignatius, you'll be with Lux, and Caspian, you'll be with Sirocco.
It's a great pair, Caspian and Sirocco. Rowan and I find some space in the corner.
So what made you choose me?
Oh, yes, yeah, I didn't. I was like, that sounds like food. I apparently have food on the mind. That word looks like it's a food. I should Google it later. To my surprise, it's not food. That's funny. Blunt answer, sweet answer, dumb answer. Oh, Rowan, which one is best for you? I just get goats. Goats. I'd be like, that's different. I mean, he kind of sounds like a goat sometimes with his words. Should be just screaming like a goat. So I guess it's kind of the same how, like, a female dog is a bitch, then people call women bitches. You just call a man who's being a jackass, so to say, call them male goats. Let's give him a sweet answer.
I've always been impressed by the way you handle yourself in our magic lessons. And, you know, since my father is a water elemental, I've just never been exposed to as much earth magic as I'd like.
Rocco must be devastated over there, knowing that he missed an opportunity to expose you to new magic. Seriously, though,
Magic Mike.
Earth magic is a really varied and complex form of magic.
As Magic
Unlike the other elements, Earth manifests itself in many different ways. Plant matter, rocks and minerals.
Okay, we totally missed his words. Seriously though, Earth magic is a really varied and complex form of magic. Unlike other elements, Earth manifests itself in many different ways. Plant matter, rock, and minerals.
I don't think I've ever seen you call forth rocks or minerals, Rowan.
Earth elementals tend to stick to what we know. My father taught me mastery over plant life, but there are plenty of elementals who only work with rocks. There's a guy in my home village whose entire family only works with gemstones.
Is it harder to create gemstones?
Anyone can do it with the right training, but it's hard to create something truly beautiful. It's the same way with plants. Anyone can make a flower or two or a few inches of grass, but if you want to make anything with any real substance to it, you're going to have to study harder.
He calls forth a small yellow dandelion and gestures with it.
Well, something like this is easy. You've seen dandelions. You're intimately familiar with how they look and feel. You can create one of these. But if you want to create something a bit more difficult...
He closes his eyes for a moment, concentrating. A beautiful blue flower appears in his hand.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I've never seen a flower like that before.
They only grow naturally on a mountain a few days' walk away from my home village. My father says my mother used to love these. He used to give them to her when they first met.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Is it? He spent so much time mooning over these flowers when I was a kid, I've pretty much learned them inside and out. I always used to ask him why he couldn't just go see her again, but he'd always say, "Humans and elementals are enemies. This is the way of things. You'll understand someday."
It shouldn't have to be that way.
Rowan shrugs.
Maybe so, but I'm getting off topic here. Have a good look at this flower and see if you can reproduce it.
He hands the flower to me. I study the flower for a moment and close my eyes, concentrating. I can see its beautiful blue leaves in my mind's eye. I visualize it coming into existence. I open my eyes and inspect my handiwork. ... I now hold a tiny, wilted, grayish blue flower in my hand palm.
So you see, you can't just look at a flower like that and create one right off the bat. You really got to study them. And of course, it takes a lot of practice to create something truly beautiful.
He cuts my hand in his and holds his free hand out over the flower. It begins to grow and bloom until it's almost identical to the one Rowan created earlier.
You've got a really good start here. I didn't have to do much to help it along. I think you really do have a natural talent for earth magic.
You're kind to say so, Rowan, but I think I need a lot more practice.
He takes the flower we grew together and carefully tucks it behind my ear. His finger brushed against my cheek as he withdraws his hand.
We can practice together anytime you like.
Thank you, Rowan. I'd like that.
I look forward to it.
That idea of spending more time with Rowan makes me feel happy. And the way he smiles at me makes my heart skip a beat. He really is a sweet guy underneath all the jokes. But then, almost as if he could hear my thoughts.
We'll need to practice a lot, though. My pride as an Earth Elemental is on the line now. Imagine if my father saw that tiny wilted thing.
What was all that about my natural talent and potential earlier?
You had just created something for the first time. I didn't want to upset you when you were extra vulnerable. I'm a real nice guy, you see?
I'll show you extra vulnerable.
You two back there! No physical attacks! Magic only! Rowan, where are your defenses?
It's been a long day. The villagers clamoring for my attention almost got worse on my way back. I might need to start taking another route home. Despite everything I've been through the last few days, as I lay down to sleep, I find my thoughts constantly returning to that human boy. I'll never forget the way he looked at me. He was a lot cuter than I ever imagined a human boy would be. It feels a bit strange to think that, but I can't help it. I yawn and snuggle up against my pillow. I wonder what he thinks about all day tied up in that room. Is he scared? Angry? Does he hate all of us? I wish I could talk to him just for a little bit. I'm so curious. Yeah. Get some rest. We ain't sneaking out today, girl. I go look. Oh. It does look a lot like Nutella, so... But I know Nutella is hazelnut chocolate, so I guess this would just be chocolate. So... Can't remember where I saw Rowan. Oh, crap. Which way is he? He's in the square, correct? Yes, he's going the long way around is Ignatius and Lux, I think. There are an actual crowd of merchants standing around in the village square, seemingly waiting for me.
Oh, shit!
She's here!
Merchants rise in mass, moving as one. It's time to put my training to practice. I take a running leap and vault over the heads of the crowd. Her outstretched hand followed me in a wide arc. What kind of merchants are these guys? I can't just run from them. I'm going to have to address this. I stick the landing and turn to face the wall of merchants. I bob my head in a quick bow.
Thank you, all of you, for your interest in being a part of my coming-of-age ceremony. However...
I hold up my hand and stop the coming tide of merchants.
This has to stop! You're distracting me from my studies and making me late to class!
A ripple of shame passes through the crowd of merchants. They murmur regretfully amongst themselves.
It would, however, be a massive shame to miss out on the assuredly fine wares you all are offering. So, I would simply ask that you direct any samples be delivered to my quarters where I can look at them at my leisure. I'd also be happy to come visit your shops after class, but please don't put me in the position of choosing between my studies and your wares.
The assembled villagers begin to depress, displaying varying degrees of disappointment. Phew, there. That ought to do it. I feel like I need to probably... I hear a sound of someone slowly clapping.
Incredible!
Oh,
shame you ruined that magnificent leap with such a boring speech.
Didn't you promise me you would bring me some cake the next time this happened?
I don't ever remember saying anything like that.
Who needs cake?
No, jeez.
With such sweet company? Rocco, buddy, you're getting predictable.
Oh, you want to hear some new material?
Oh, shit. Callie swings his arm around my shoulders. Oh, no!
We're going to have to work on our flirting, darling. It seems we're boring, dear Rowan.
Oh, jeez. Rowan grabs Rocco's arm and carelessly flings it off me as one would a dirty rag.
Hey now, you can't just go around grabbing people with those hands of yours. Goddess only knows where they've been.
Truth. Rocco raises his eyebrows at Rowan.
Jealousy is so ugly on you, darling. If you want me to touch you, you need only ask.
Who's jealous? How many times do I have to tell you it's never happening between you and me before you understand?
Has he been hitting on him? This is kind of weird. Rowan and Rocco usually tease each other with an obvious fondness behind their playful jabs. There's definite edge this morning to their back and forth. I should probably step in before it goes on for too long.
So,
that sounded like he was like trying to like
have you guys noticed how many more merchants
them.
there are in the village these days?
Oh yeah. I think it's only going to get worse from here.
Your little speech was quite convincing, but I fear it won't be much help when the new ones arrive tomorrow and in the coming days. After all, the locals will never sit idly by while outsiders are shoving their wares in your face.
You should probably take a different way tomorrow morning. Otherwise, you'll be late.
Oh. Late. Late! We've just been standing here gabbing like idiots. We're going to be late!
I know a shortcut. We can still make it.
Don't be silly. At this point, flying is the only way to make it on time.
He holds his hands out to me. Duh, Rowan.
Thank you, Rocco, but I'm sure Rowan's shortcut will work.
Could you just imagine his face like, what? Rowan grabs my hand and we take off.
This way!
Rowan and I appear to be running straight into a stone wall of one of the village shops.
Is your shortcut through this wall?
Rowan turns and flashes me a cheeky grin.
Up here!
And one swift... Aww. So cute. Look at it. Probably have to fast forward. Aww, so cute. So cute. He's just so cheeky. In one swift movement, he pulls me to him and sweeps me out from under me, swooping me into his arms. He clears the wall with a graceful flying leap and lands on the roof. Same. We traverse the buildings at a great speed, jumping from roof to roof.
See, what did I tell you? We're making great time.
That's great, but why are you carrying me?
We can't afford to waste any precious time with me telling you which way we're going. Besides, I can get an extra workout in this way.
What are you saying exactly? Choose your next words carefully.
I am saying that the honor of carrying your super light body in my arms is in no way comparable to lifting weights, and that I may have misspoken earlier.
Who says you're not smart?
Aww.
No, I was mistaken. This definitely counts as my workout for the rest of the week.
Don't think just because you're carrying me, you're safe. I will take us both down.
Just as Rowan makes contact with the next rooftop, I hear a striking crunch, and the roof falls from under us. I feel Rowan pull me tighter to him as we fall. I cling to him and squeeze my eyes shut. That's amazing.
you alright?
I open my eyes.
I'm fine. Are you okay?
Rowan gives look at his smile. Rowan gives me a thumbs up and gestures to a unnaturally thick carpet of grass beneath him.
Nice. Quick thinking.
Thanks.
Oopsies. We smile at each other. A few moments pass before the realization that I'm laying on top of him hits me like a ton of bricks.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I got so caught up I didn't even realize you broke my fall.
I hastily scramble to my feet and offer Rowan my hand. I would have liked to stay there a bit longer, though. Rowan takes my hand and leaps to his feet. Clearly unharmed, he cracks his neck loudly.
I didn't realize it either. Totally didn't feel a thing. It's weird, I take this shortcut all the time. Maybe the roof couldn't handle both of us at once.
He rubs the back of his neck sheepishly. I can see a slight blush spread across the tips of his ears. So cute. We don't have time for me to enjoy this.
Rowan, we just destroyed someone's roof and now we're still late. Where are we even right now?
Rowan surveys the room around.
As luck would have it, I think this is Gladiolus's storeroom. It must be empty now ahead of the harvest.
Well, that's awfully convenient for us, I guess. But we can't leave his roof like that.
Too much muscle, I guess. Too much brawn for his needs. So are we leaving a note? I mean, you can't fix it. You're going to be late. Fix it?
We broke this. We have to fix it somehow. Even if it's just temporary.
Rowan nods empathetically.
It's the right thing to do. Here, let's do it together.
He takes my hand and closes his eyes in concentration. I can feel the magic energy humming through his body. It makes my hand tingle and the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I force my thoughts on grass, thick, vibrant, enough to cover that massive hole. When I open my eyes, the room has grown darker. The hole in the roof is now patched by the grass.
Not bad. We make a good team.
Definitely.
Take a moment to admire our handiwork.
Well, we should probably be going now.
Ah, Elder Barasco is going to kill us!
We exit the storeroom and run the rest of the way across the village to the classroom.
The Treaty of Desquare-Nacabras was signed in which year? Ignatius.
Last year?
Not qu-
EL 1397.
Excellent.
Well, let me pass this. Even though we've seen this before. Okay, I glance over at Rowan, who gives me a petal.
It was an inter-elemental treaty, right?
Are you asking me?
No.
I look around the room in desperation. Lux nods his head at me vigorously.
No. It was an inter-elemental treaty between
Lux points at Rocco and then at Rowan.
wind elementals and earth elementals.
Barasco. Elder Barasco rolls his scroll and looks.
Very good, young miss. But someday Lux won't be around to feed you answers. Why are you so late this morning?
There are so many merchants and vendors in the village every morning, accosting me and asking me to sample their wares or come by their shop. It's starting to become overwhelming.
So class must start 15 minutes late because you do not know how to manage your time?
Please, Elder, it's not her fault. It's true, there's an actual crowd of them every morning.
I did not ask for your input, Rowan.
Your classmate needs to learn that these occurrences are part and parcel of being a female in a village of males. You will be treated differently than your peers from here on out. I suggest you get used to it. Now then, if there are no more interruptions, we shall resume our lesson.
I look over at Rowan. He looks furious. He catches my eye and shakes his head. It makes me feel a little bit better as someone is so upset on my behalf.
Appropriately enough, our lesson today is on notable elemental females.
Why were you late?
You may have heard stories of Lucerna of Munawar.
I still don't know why this is the only one in the whole game. Why this is... Oh, that's right, because she passes out and has the dream. I glance over at him and wonder what he's thinking about right now. He rests his head on his hands and gazes out the window with a completely vacant look on his face. Super attractive, Rowan. I have to bite my lip to keep from smiling. Guess he's never been particularly academic. My eyes wander from his face to his muscled arms supporting it. Not a bad view, though. Elder Borasco's voice is so monumentous. I close my eyes just for a moment. Rowan stands up so quickly he knocks his chair over.
Rowan! What is the meaning of this?
Sorry, Elder Borasco, but history can wait.
Oh,
There's
geez.
something I've got to do.
Oh my god. He strides over to me and takes my hand.
My lady.
He bows and plants a kiss on my hand. I giggle like an idiot.
Rowan! You are disrupting class!
That's okay, I'll disrupt all he wants.
Disrupt this!
Oh no. He jumps into the desk and tears his shirt off, sending shreds of tattered fabric all over the room. He strikes a pose after pose, flexing like a madman. It's a glorious sight. I can't help but drool. Oh my god! Amazing. My eyes fly open. And I awaken with a start. I really was drooling. How embarrassing. Miraculously, Elder Borasco doesn't seem to have noticed. Once he gets going, he really gets into his lectures. I scrawl some notes to keep myself awake. Oh my god, that was amazing. I didn't expect that at all. Me neither. That was really funny. Like, I'm just gonna rip my shirt off. Oh my god, that was amazing. That was probably the best part in his whole route. Oh my god, that was amazing. Right? The power of love compels you. Oh, jeez. Lex and I usually walk home together from class, but with everything that's been going on, I've been a bit scatterbrained and in a rush to get back to my quarters. I'm glad he caught up with me. I could use some quality time with my best friend right now.
What in the world was going on with you this morning? And Rowan, too. Were you guys walking to class together?
Not at first. Everybody's been acting so weird lately. It started with some free sweet rolls a few days ago, and now since then, there's more and more people waving food and fabrics and jewelry and goddess knows whatever else in my face, going on about their fine wares and screaming at their competitors. I think people are actually coming from other villages for this.
Well, it is an exciting time, isn't it? Being able to say your work was featured in one of the biggest coming-of-age ceremonies in 200 years is quite an accomplishment.
That may be so, but it gets less and less exciting the crazier this gets. I'm going to have to just hurry and get my party planning done. Hopefully, once I've committed to specific vendors, they'll all get the idea and give it up.
Maybe they'll start assassinating each other.
I can tell if he's joking, even when he says completely absurd things. He still He does it with such a straight face.
You can't be serious.
If you paid attention in class today, you might have remembered the Great Merchants' War of 1017. But wait, where does Rowan come in? What were you guys doing together?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, right. Well, those merchants cost me some time, and then I ran into Rocco and Rowan on my way, and you know how those two are, always going back and forth. I knew I was going to be late, so Rowan told me he had a good shortcut, but we ended up caving Gladiolus's roof in. So we had to patch it up. I'm going to have to go back and fix it in a bit, actually. I just wanted to go home first.
Seems like you two have been spending a lot more time together than you used to.
Oh, he's getting angry.
Yeah, there's something different about him lately. I don't think it's just my hormones talking, although it doesn't hurt that he's really cute.
He's a handsome guy, sure. I worry about you getting too close to him.
What do you mean?
You're in a highly sensitive situation. Roman is nice enough, but he never seems to be serious about much other than maintaining his physique. I don't know if he understands the kind of pressure that's on you right now. Do you know how he feels about marriage? Children?
I suppose not.
You can certainly find out. May not even be a problem. All I'm saying is make sure you two are compatible before you get too close, and that he's serious about you.
I don't even know if he sees me as more than a friend anyway. I was getting what I thought were some pretty clear signals from him, and I thought he was about to confess that he likes me. But then he said that he cares about me because I'm his friend.
He even has green pants. It's perfect. Lex puts his massive hand on my shoulder.
Whether it's Rowan or not, whoever you end up with will be a very lucky man. Just be careful in the interim. Take care around your crowd of admirers as well. We hope most of them will be honorable, but the power you represent can drive some elementals to do terrible things.
Thanks for listening, Lex. I know I can always count on you.
Anytime. I will always be there for you.
He's so reliable. Phew, it's been a long day. Gladiolus was so mad at first when he found out we caved his roof in, but I think the new roof is even stronger than the old one. We really were lucky the storeroom was empty, though. I'm not sure I could have lived with myself if I flattened a bunch of produce. I flopped down onto my bed and looked at the mail beside me. Okay. Let's see. Just looking at a bunch of ads. I can feel my eyes getting heavy. I'll tackle the dress first tomorrow, but for now, I can't really think about this anymore. Ooh, another dream. Someone's calling him a name, but I can't quite make out their face. The necklace from the ad was just looking at me. Was looking at is all I can see. It shines so brightly, it blinds me. Whoever he is, he must be married. I'm not sure either. I'll have to look at him visually. Definitely not the black one. I don't think the black one would look nice. I don't know about yellow, gold, brown, and gold. It's probably going to have to be the white one. The necklace dims enough to reveal the face of the elemental wearing
Rowan!
it. Oh.
I can't take it any longer.
Oh. So forward, Rowan. He runs to me and takes my hand in his. He presses his forehead against mine, the traditional stance of an elemental man about to propose marriage.
Marry me.
Oh, Rowan! Yes! Yes, yes, yes!
Rowan takes a step back and tenderly places a marriage band upon my head. It matches his necklace.
You don't know how happy you've made me.
Oh my god, he's so corny, it's amazing. He puts his arm around my waist and draws me to him. I'm really gonna kiss him this time. And you get cock-blocked. Oh my god, I got this great. I went to this convention that's local to me several months ago. And then there was this artist table who was selling kind of can badges. And it's the greatest thing ever. It's literally a rooster in the shape of a square. So it says cock block on it. I looked at her, I said, that is the best pen I've seen in this entire room. It was amazing. Oh my gosh. Bless the artists. I wake up with my arms wrapped tightly around my pillow.
For the love of...
She's so angry. She keeps waking up. That's funny. I toss the pillow away from me. It bounces harmlessly off the wall and into the floor and onto the floor. One of these days, I'm going to have that kiss. I guess my brain just doesn't know what it feels like, so it won't let me have it yet. Ugh. He probably does. He's saving himself, girl. Another morning, another decision. Do I take the faster way through the village square and risk the crowd, or do I take the longer way around and risk being late? Let's go. Let's take the long way this time. I'm just gonna have to run for it. I should be able to slip through the crowd this time that I'm expecting.
Here we go!
Oh no! I guess I have to go. Okay, well, hold on. We will go back. I must have to go through the crowd to get his minigame. I don't know. Apparently the wrong decision. The village square will be fine. And then there are herd. To my surprise, the number of merchants has not decreased whatsoever from the previous day. They rush to me and begin their usual shouting. For once I'm at a loss. My manners desert me entirely.
Does no one remember what I said yesterday?
Begging your pardon, miss. I told these boors you had no interest in their substandard wares, but they refused to listen to me. They said they'd traveled for days to get here, and they weren't going to take my word for it.
The crowd roars in response. It's difficult to make out individual words among the din.
I'm starting to run out of ways to say this.
You look like you could use an escort.
Here we go. I turn around and see Rowan standing behind me.
Oh, good morning, Rowan.
He extends his arm to me.
Shall we? We can defeat this crowd with the enduring power of friendship.
Oh my god, he's totally friend-zoning her in so many ways. You're so dumb, boy. Friendship, huh? She wants you. She wants your body.
Well, that and some truly impressive footwork.
Now that sounds about right.
Let's do this!
Oh, grabs my hand.
Make way, merchants! The girl's with me today.
He's so proud of himself. But you're so dumb, boy. A girl could be standing naked and saying, I want you. And he's like, let's be friends. Like, he's just so dumb. Oh, now we're on the roof. Press X to jump from rooftop to rooftop and get past the vendors. I like how she's like, what? Okay. This is probably the easiest one. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, why you moving? Why you moving? Why you gotta, like, change your mind? Ow! Oh, this is gonna be a while. I just said, this is gonna be the easiest one to do. Oh! Oh! Now I'm stuck! I can't jump! What the heck? It doesn't, you don't stay on it. You can, you're on it! Oh, jeez! Okay, oh, thank goodness! Okay. That was, okay, good. There's, oh no, there's another box! Oh, I got it. Oh, there's another one. Oh, don't move! Don't fake me out, sir! Oh, no! Okay, oh, good. Oh, I thought I was gonna have to... I had fears that I had to do that all over again. The crowd shouts in surprise, but by the time they realize what's happening, Rowan and I have already gotten clear of them.
I have to hand it to you, Rowan. I didn't see that one
I'm glad
coming.
I could make you laugh, because that made me laugh.
Can't blame me. I told you there'd be impressive footwork.
We make it to class on time. Yeah. Yes.
Shall we head home?
Yes.
Actually, there's something I need to do first today. I was going to head over to Sweet Williams to get my coming-of-age ceremony dress, and I could really use your opinion.
Sure, if you think it'll help. I've never been much good with that stuff, though. You'll be beautiful no matter what you wear.
Aw, you. You're so sweet. You're giving me a toothache.
Pinches cheeks, Lex smiles. Though he looks a bit pained. I must be pinching too hard. Aw, no, because he likes you. I thought it gave me a trophy. Maybe it's after this scene it happens. I thought I read somewhere if you pick him to go, get like a trophy. By the time Sweet William has turned back to the mess my arrival has made, Lex is already gathering the fabric into his arms.
Where do you want these?
Bless you, boy. That wasn't your mess to pick up. Just set them behind the counter over there. Now then, what brings you in, my dear? Did you get my sketches?
I did, actually. Your designs really stood out from the rest of the advertisements I got.
Oh, I knew it! You are clearly a woman of class and refinement. Let me go get my sketches.
He dashes into the back room again, giggling to himself.
How's that for garbage masquerading as a dress, Narcissus? Oh, he's going to be absolutely furious.
I never knew the world of design was so cutthroat.
You're telling me.
William returns with 3 sketches clenched in his hand. He spreads them out before
What do you think? If you don't like these, I can have 10 more drawn up in just a few moments' time.
Her. Well, we can always go back and see what all of them, but I'm gonna do white.
Oh, they're all so beautiful. What do you think, Lux?
I'm not sure. They're all so nice. This one seems a bit more daring than the other 2.
Is that a bad thing?
No, of course not. Just depends on what you want.
All eyes will be on you. You might as well really give them a show.
Well... These 2 are nice, but they're both extreme one way or the other. I like something with a little pizzazz, but not too loud.
Oh, this one should suit you perfectly then, darling. I'll just take your measurements and get started immediately. Come back to me in a few days' time.
Could you do me a favor and let the rest of the tailors know I've made my selection? It'll really help me if I don't have to dodge them on my way to school every morning.
The look on Spotlian's face is almost scary. Pure malice glee.
That shouldn't be a problem. Now, let's just get those measurements.
I'll give you 2 some privacy.
Well, he is the best friend, so does it matter? Compelling of choices.
What's the big deal? Honestly, Lux, you're just like a brother to me. I don't mind if you see.
What is that? The trophy said no zone like the friend zone. That little ghost and that noise. Oh my god. I didn't know what was happening. Lex seems to take a moment to process this statement.
What's the matter, Lux?
He only got shafted.
Nothing. Measurements just reminded me I needed to go over some math problems. I'll see you tomorrow, all right?
He gives me a quick wave and runs out the door. That was weird. Oh well. I stand up and hold my arms out.
Now hold still.
Oh my god, that was so funny. Oh my god. I lay on my bed, staring up at the ceiling. I find myself doing a lot of thinking in here lately. I'm glad I got my dress out of the way, but I still have a lot of planning to do. But more than that, I have a pretty major decision I need to make, and it's going to change my life, entire identity, and your life. I've just been a bit overwhelmed with everything happening, so I haven't given it any real thought. But that has to change. Right now, I'm really feeling Earth magic has always fascinated me. The ability to create another life, even in a limited way. It's truly incredible. Right? We did to Lux what Rowan does to us. Now that I've dealt with the really pressing issue, what's going on with Rowan and I? We've been getting closer lately, but just when I thought he might admit he was feeling something for me, he told me I'm his friend. Maybe he was just nervous, or he's not good with talking about his feelings. I should make time to speak to him alone and just ask him outright. Yes, that's what I'll do. Oh my god, I didn't know what was happening. I was like, oh my god, what did I do? Did I break the game? Oh, that was, yeah, the ghost. Perfect. As I have the last few nights, I drift to sleep thinking of Rowan. 9 days. I sit up in my bed and rub the sleep from my eyes. Blah, 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 blah. She goes back in town and it's empty. I mean, I'm gonna get taken away anyway, so... Right? The table's gonna collapse. I pull the door open and nearly smash right into Rowan, who looks first surprised and then furious to see me.
What are you doing here? You were supposed to be safe in your bed asleep. Leave here now while you still can.
I like how, like, no one stayed to, like, monitor. You know what I mean? Like, come on, town. Like, maybe you should have woken her up and, like, taken her to some, like, safe spot. What happened was okay. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. But if he's worried about protecting me, then his mind won't be on the battle in front of him.
Please, be careful.
I turn around back the way I came, praying with every step that no harm comes to my friends. Okay, now she's just gonna go back to her room and still get kidnapped. Rowan is so strong and brave. He is one of the best fighters I've ever known. I know he can do this. To make this far through the village, the best and deadliest. I probably don't stand a chance. Might as well save my strength.
All right.
Human offers his hand to me again, and I take it. I don't know that word. Never seen that one before. He laughs a harsh, chilling sound. Oh. And before I know it, the room begins to spin around me. Darkness overtakes me. I don't think anyone dies in this. No, because when they do the meeting with the humans, they say something about the shaman not being there out of embarrassment or something. Aww. Clap my hand over my mouth to keep from making a sound. Rowan's in the next cell to me. He looks really awful. He's sustained several bruises, and he seems to be either asleep or unconscious. Please just be sleeping. I think it's emphasis that he's not dead, based off of when they meet with the humans about the new treaty. Because they say something about him not being there out of embarrassment. So I don't think he's dead. Probably reprimanded. He'd probably prefer to be dead, but I decided to chance a whisper.
Rowan! ...
No response.
Did you say something?
Just whispering an elemental prayer, sir.
Well, keep it down in there!
He rattles bars of my cell again. He does. He even had that little evil spell flash above the screen. No bueno. Rowan's close enough that I could reach out and touch him. Touch him! Touch his body. I reach my hand through the hole and gently stroke his hair. Poor Rowan, you never deserved any of this. He stares for a moment, but does not open his eyes. A long stretch of time passes before he awakes. He sits up with a start, looking around wildly. He must have gone down in the middle of a fight.
Where have you taken her?
Quiet!
I reach my hand through the hole and wave desperately, hoping he'll see without making too much noise. He noticed almost immediately. Thank goddess for those quick reflexes. And lies down to peek through the hole. When he sees me, the relief on his face is so immense it makes me feel guilty. I put my fingers on my lips and he nods in understanding. I mime sleeping at him and he stares at me blankly. I grab a piece of straw and wiggle it through the hole. He takes it from me and stares at it, trying to comprehend. Come on, Rowan. I bite my tongue and keep from sighing at him. I back away from the hole and fluff my pile of straw like a pillow. He greedily does the same and lays down, his head pressed against the hole. He taps his ear and points to me. Then I press my ear in the hole and he cuts his hand around his mouth and whispers to me.
Are you alright?
Well, I'm alright. But what about you? What have they done to you?
When we got away from the village, they hit you over the back of the head. So I lost it on them. They didn't like that.
Rowan, I'm so sorry.
Don't be. I'd do it all over again for you. I'm sorry I let you down. Things never should have gone this far. I shouldn't have let them take you.
It's not your job to protect me. I can take care of myself. I'm the one who let you down.
No, Rowan. I'm the one who failed you. I'm supposed to protect you too. And here we are now.
If we get out of this mess in one piece...
He trails off, embarrassed. I reach the hole and brush my fingers against his jaw, and he presses my hand to his cheek, his list. He is a sweet cinnamon roll. And brush my fingers against his jaw, and he pressed his hand against his cheek. His lips brush against the palm of my hand, and I want so badly to kiss him. We lie there like this for a few sweet moments.
We should get some rest so we can make a proper escape.
He takes my hand in his. The cell is uncomfortable, but his warmth helps put me at ease. We fall asleep holding hands through the hole. Aww. Rowan gently squeezed my hand through the hole between the cell, but I'm so tired I ignore it for just a moment. Another squeeze. I kind of like this. In the sudden pitch, I bite back a yelp and pull my hand away. Well, I'm definitely awake now. Rowan's hand gestures to me to approach the hole. I peek through and see him pointing in the direction of the guard, who snores quietly. He whispers to me.
Now would be a good time to discuss that plan.
I was thinking maybe I'll fake an illness.
That's the oldest trick in the book.
Sure, but we can use their ignorance of elemental biology against them. Just make up something that sounds convincing.
All right, then what?
We'll get him to come into my cell. I'll overpower him, and we can interrogate him, then get the keys.
Right, shake her hand. He's slow, so bad.
I don't like this plan at all. What if he harms you? Maybe I should be the one to fake sick.
Thanks, Rowan, but it has to be me. They can't let me die. I think they'll be less concerned about a male elemental.
Ouch. But you're right. All right, just be careful.
I will. Just start banging on the bars and yelling as soon as you hear me screaming, okay?
Got it.
Out to the very back of the cell and double over, wailing horribly.
Help! Someone, please!
Sorry, I forgot the He looks around for a moment and gains his bearings for running over to Rowan and mincing him with his spear.
Cut it out before I break your hands!
Sir, please, she needs help!
What are you talking about? What's wrong with her?
Oh, please, sir. Elemental females are so frightfully delicate. She hasn't had her magic glands massaged in 2 days now. If you don't get in there and help her, she'll die.
Die?
The built-up magic in her body will make her keep swelling until she bursts like an overripe melon.
Do you think I was born yesterday, boy? I've never heard of any such thing.
Of course not, sir. But are you really willing to gamble her life on your knowledge of elemental biology? If you let her die now, it could start an all-out war between our people.
Gar squints at Rowan for a few moments before hurrying to my cell and unlocking the door.
Quit your yelling! I don't see any swelling from here.
Ow! My magic glands!
Guard moves closer in, clenches his spear, and awkwardly, he seems a bit nervous.
The glands are just under her chin, sir. You'll have to get in there and massage them yourself.
Guard takes a few more hesitant steps into the cell and steps over my body, trying to get a better look at my chin. He leans his spear against the wall in the corner of the cell and crouches down in front of me.
Just, move your head a little.
Slowly untuck my head from my chest, giving the guard access to my chin. He frowns.
Looks pretty normal to me.
I snake my hand out and strike a quick blow to his temple, knocking him over. I jump to my feet, grab his spear, and hold it in my throat. Hold it to his throat. He holds his hands up in surrender.
Careful with that thing! Let's not do anything we can't take back.
Shit. I press the tip of the spear against his throat just hard enough to prick the skin. A drop of blood tickles down the side of his neck.
You're not in any position to tell me what to do.
Take it easy. He can't answer our questions with a hole in his throat.
I suppose you're right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take your keys and get out of here. And then I'm going to lock you in the cell. If you answer my questions, I'll leave you the key. If you don't, I'm going to lock the cell door and the door outside. And then see how long it takes them to find you.
What kind of toothless threat is that? They'll find me in a few hours.
Goodness, you're right. What a shame. I guess I'll have to kill you after all.
I lift the spear high into the air and make it as if to plunge into his chest.
Wait! Oh, Todd!
I point the sharp end of the spear into his throat again.
Tell me how they're suppressing our magic.
We found this necklace in some old elemental ruins a while back. Our shaman figured out at some point it can be used to interfere with elemental magic. We don't really know much else about it, though.
Where can we find this necklace now?
The shaman never seems to take it off, so probably somewhere in the temple.
And just where is this temple?
It's on a hill at the north end of the village. It's pretty obvious.
You're going to have to do better than that.
I poke him lightly with the spear, just enough to produce a yelp from him.
Sorry, please. It's a huge blue building. You can't miss it. Columns and a great flame that never goes out. You'll know it when you see it.
Thanks. You've been super helpful.
What happens now?
You'll have to ask someone else.
I bring the spear butt down on his head, knocking him out.
I never knew you had that in you.
I was never going to hurt him that much, but he didn't need to know that. Seriously though, swollen magic glands? Gross.
Hey, it worked.
Bend down and grab the keyring from the guard's belt. A few moments later, I find the right key and spring Rowan from his cell. We contemplate the unconscious guard before us.
He said they would find him in a few hours, so there's probably a bit of time left until our next shift.
True, but we shouldn't dawdle. Rowan, maybe you should put on his outfit. Take his spear, too.
What? Why?
You can pass for a human from a distance. Maybe it'll help buy us some time if we get caught outside.
I guess.
Do you have a better idea?
Not really.
Between the two of us, we undress the guard and lock him in the cell, leaving him in his underwear. Rowan wastes no time getting into the room.
You're just going to put it on over your clothes?
You don't know how dirty these humans are. I want as many layers as possible between me and this guy's clothes, thanks.
Huh. I never took you for the sort to care about that.
You're telling me you'd put on this guy's nasty, sweaty outfit without hesitation?
Yes, to get out of here.
Well, I'm doing it, but it's still gross. Do I look human?
Actually, yes. Just make sure you keep that hat pulled down low over your ears.
Got it.
Okay, so I guess we'll sneak out of here. And if anyone sees us, you're transporting me to the temple. For...
Because the shaman asked to see you. For reasons.
Top secret. Necklace-related reasons.
Boom.
We got this.
Rowan quietly opens the door and then peeks around the corner.
No one out here. After you, prisoner.
Rowan gently prods me with the butt of the spear.
You better watch it, Rowan.
What was it you said earlier? You aren't in any position to tell me what to do.
He gives me a cheeky grin.
Just wait till we get home.
Oh no. The word jolts us back to reality. Our smiles fade as the gravity of our situation hits us.
Let's go.
Rowan and I step out into the hall, trying desperately to look as human and prisoner-like as possible. Mercifully, we don't run into anyone in the hallway just outside the door. Right? Beep beep, right on the butt cheeks. We step into a hallway with a large window in one wall. Rowan leads me across the hallway over to the window and quietly eases one of the shutters open, peering outside.
We're pretty high up. We might be able to cover a lot of ground quickly if we take the rooftops.
Won't that counteract this brilliant disguise we have going?
Only if we get caught. It's not like this is foolproof. There is no way I'm marching you straight through the middle of the village without this blowing up on us.
All right, we'll compromise. Rooftops, then good old-fashioned sneaking.
After you, then.
He opens the shutters and helps me down onto the ledge before jolting me and shutting the windows behind us.
Wow, humans really like their buildings tall, don't they?
Yeah. Imagine how much fun it'd be to travel over these to class every morning.
He sounds almost wistful.
Anyway, the sun's only just rising, so we probably only have a few hours at most before they start looking for us. We better hurry.
Right.
Eventually, we make our way down to the ground and sneak through the shadows. After some time, we finally arrive at a farm a good distance away from the building where we were held captive. We rest for a moment in a cornfield. The unharvested stocks provides us with natural hiding place.
So far, so good.
Best
Let's rest here in the corn for a minute.
The kid.
You go ahead. I'm going to climb up and have a quick look around. Just want to get a good look at what's up ahead.
I sit down for a moment and rest my feet.
If my fire magic worked, I could be having roasted corn right now.
I look up towards the stalks resentfully. A few moments pass and I hear what I hope is Rowan rustling through the cornfield. It isn't. Shit. A young Indian boy bursts clumsily through the corn and stops dead in his tracks when he sees me. We stare at each other, unsure of what to do. Right, don't break the roof, Rowan. Don't fall through.
You're one of them. But you're a girl. What are you doing here?
Right at that moment, Rowan emerges from somewhere behind me. Spear first, he jabs it through the air in the boy's general direction.
You there, boy! Back away from the prisoner! What business do you have here?
I live here.
I live here. I have to get up early to start work. What are you doing here?
We were just passing through. Not that it's any of your business.
Boy slumps his shoulders dejectedly. Aww.
Nothing's ever my business around here. No one ever tells me anything. I'm 9 years old now. I'm basically an adult.
Rowan and I exchange a look.
You certainly are.
He clasps his hand on the boy's shoulder.
I am?
Forgive me, I spoke in haste. I have a favor to ask of you, one warrior to another.
Yeah, they look exactly the same. The boy crosses his arm and tilts his chin up at us in what I assume is an attempt to look tough. It's kind of adorable.
What can I do for you, fellow adult?
Have you got a cart of some kind in that barn over there? And a blanket, maybe?
Yeah? Why? You need it?
I've got some cargo I need to transport safely and securely.
He jerks his thumb in my direction.
Where are you taking her?
Rowan motions for the boy to come closer. He scrambles over to Rowan, who bends down and whispers something in his ear for a few moments.
Got it!
He dashes off through the cornfield, presumably towards the
What did you say to him?
Warrior business. Nothing fit for a prisoner's ears.
Rowan.
All right, all right. I told him I was taking you to our top secret barracks, where I am going to interrogate you mercilessly.
I raise an eyebrow at him.
Don't sass me, prisoner. Anyway, I told him he could never breathe a word of this to anyone, but that he was doing a great service to his people.
Poor kid. It seems kind of wrong.
Yeah, but what can we do? Worst case, he'll be a little disappointed or get in some trouble. Worst case scenario for us is a lot worse.
Yeah.
Gloom shudders over us as we pass the next few moments in an awkward silence. I did not see that rolling up. Awkward silence and wait for the boy to return. Eventually he comes back, wheeling a wooden cart in front of him. A fussy mass of fabric is piled inside.
In there, prisoner.
He grabs the fabric and stretches it over the cart, covering me with it. It smells like horses and is covered in itchy straw. Ugh.
Now, no peeking from under there. We can't be having you reporting the location of our barracks to your people.
Make me!
Quiet in there!
He prods me with the spear butt.
Oh, mercy! I swear I won't peek!
Rowan gives the boy a cheeky wink.
You gotta let him know who's in charge around here. You know how it is.
Oh yeah, I totally do.
Thanks for the assist, friend. Remember to keep this between us.
You bet.
As Rowan wheels me away, I can hear the boy muttering to himself.
Wait till I tell Jeremiah.
Ugh. Rowan wheels me through a long expanse of farmland and orchard. I peek through the smelly blanket and vest they can, but it's hard to see much traveling this way. We don't sneak. God only knows who might be listening after some time we finally make it to the temple without any trouble. Right? Rowan and I mounted the cart near the door. I hear some strange rustling and turn around just in time to see Rowan hastily stripping off the guard's uniform and stuffing it into the
What
cart.
are you doing?
If we get caught at this point, they're going to know immediately we're not supposed to be here. I'm not keeping this gross uniform on a second longer than I have to.
Okay.
We look up at the temple. The architecture is alien and intimidating. It feels so much colder and less welcoming than an elemental space of worship. This place seems like it was built with a show of power rather than a place of prayer and healing.
Well, it doesn't seem to be guarded. Do you feel that?
Yeah, some kind of magical energy. Do you think it's that necklace?
I think it has to be. Our magic is still blocked, but they haven't shut us down completely.
How so?
If we focus, we should be able to hone in on the source of that energy. We may be unable to call forth our own magic for now, but magic is a part of who we are. It's in our blood. That sad little necklace can't change that. Give me your hands.
He holds his hand out to me, palms facing up. I place my hands into his and looked at him expectantly. He smiles at me for a moment before closing his eyes. I do the same.
Concentrate on that power.
I don't know if this is going to work, but here goes nothing. I will myself to force on the intense power, steering my hands away from the distraction of Rowan's hands on mine, with the fear of being caught and thrown back into the tower dungeon, or worse, focus.
Okay, I think I got it. Thanks for your help.
No problem. So, do we just go in?
I think so.
She's trying to keep it together because she feels so friend-zoned. gather up our courage and enter the temple. I can't help but shiver as I walk through the archway. We enter into a large open space, the pool and the fountain. Whisper in Rowan's ear.
What do we do?
Because the guy's praying.
Should we knock him out?
We can't do that. Hurting someone in the middle of their worship is wrong. And it would make things even worse between our people.
The monk opens his eyes and looks right at us, still mouthing a silent prayer. To the fountain, and you'll let me along. Monk regards me curiously, never ceasing from his prayer. I bow my head and cite an old elemental prayer before returning to Rowan. The monk glances at us a moment longer, but turns back to the fountain and closes his eyes, losing himself in his devotions again.
What was that?
It seemed like the right thing to do. Let's just go, please, before someone else decides to join him.
When I enter a long hallway lit by flickering torches, where the last room was beautifully and almost inviting, this hallway is opposite in every way. The temple has been quiet up until this point, but the silence is eerie and uncomfortable here. There are several doors along either side of the dimly lit corridor, but Rowan leads us past all of them before stopping at a massive door at the end of the hallway.
It's coming from here. Get ready. You don't know what's on the other side.
Yeah.
I nod at Rowan and take a deep breath, steadying myself before slowly pulling the doors open. When I look at each other for a moment, but we can't confer right now. I make my way over to the bed without waiting for Rowan's reaction. I can feel his distress, but we don't have time for anything. She looks at the jewel. Couldn't raise this easy. I don't know why it won't let me skip this. I mean, it's definitely read before. I looked up to see Rowan behind me. He must have thrown me out of his way, and now he's on the floor gasping for breath. Blah, blah, blah. The showman jumps out of bed and takes aim at Rowan again, but I can't let that happen. In desperation, I jump forward and make a grab for the necklace. My fists close around the immense jewel, and then hot white pit. Blah, blah. This is all the same. Massive power. She's seeing all these visions. I really don't know what that heart-shaped thing is. That really doesn't explain, or that shack, or what else is in here. Oh, there's a lot going on in this. Blast of flash and free my hand. Don't know why I can't skip this. We've read this. He crumples to the ground unconscious. As he falls, the chain shatters, leaving a broken remnants in my hand. Ooh, pretty lights, pretty lights. Oh, there he is on the floor. I fall to my knees and catch my breath for a moment, trying to compose myself. I look over to where Rowan is lying on the ground. He looks pretty bad. I crawl over to him, necklace in hand.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Did you get the necklace?
I look at the necklace in my hand. Somehow the chain appears to have repaired itself. I throw the necklace on, deciding not to question it for now. With that settled, I help Rowan to his feet, throwing his arm over my shoulder to support him.
Well, we made it. But there's no way all that screaming and fighting hasn't raised the alarm by now. It's too bad we don't have a ride home.
Maybe we do. We have nothing to lose at this point, so I'm going to try something.
I close my eyes and concentrate, ignoring the rising wave of anxiety in my chest. Dear Goddess, if you're listening, please grant us your favor. Help us find our way home. amulet sends waves of magic power humming through my body, and I give myself over to it entirely. Open my eyes and see. Oh, that's really cool. And see a enthralled steed, seemingly made of most exquisite blossom, paws the ground in front of us.
What did you do? Is this earth magic?
Don't question this, just go with it.
I jump onto the steed's back and pull Rowan up behind me. Amazingly, it neither disintegrated us, or I don't know, or bucks us
This
off.
feels a lot more solid than I was expecting.
It's dark magic. The dark arts. This feels a lot more solid than I was expecting. It blasts a hole in the ceiling, sending chunks of tile everywhere in every direction. I grab a hold of some flowers where the mane would be on a normal horse and nudge it forward with my heels. The steed whines. An unearthly sound that makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end and raise forward in the air. We launch just in time as several monks come, blah blah blah. They gape at us, flying away. Rude gesture, because it's how we roll in life. The temptation is too great to resist. I flash them the most vulgar gesture I know. I can hear Rowan's tired laughter behind me.
I thought you were better than that. But I know I'm not.
He joins me. The horse flew for hours without tiring before finally landing in an open clearing. Rowan is badly hurt, so he's not quite his usual chipper self. It's a magical flower horse. It do what it want.
Where's this?
We're going to rest here for a little while. We're in the forest on the way home.
Carefully ease Rowan off my back and climb off the horse as I help him down. I have a look at him. He doesn't look any better than when we left. The seed vanishes into the ether. I'll have to recall it when I'm ready to go. I hold my hand out towards a patch of grass to help it grow into a nice soft bed. I guide a still groggy Rowan over to it to help him lie down.
Just relax. We're safe here for now.
Thank the goddess this happened before my coming of age ceremony. I'm going to need every element to help us get home safely. First, I need to take care of Rowan. He's not going anywhere like this. I inspect Rowan here, just above his heart, a nasty magical burn. My chest feels tight. He was protecting me. This never would have happened to him if it weren't for me.
This is probably going to hurt. I'm so sorry for the pain.
Yep. I take his hand in mine, place my other hand on, as tenderly as I can, on the burned area. I can feel his body contouring under my touch already. It's not going to be easy. Wow. Try to clear my mind and concentrate on mending his body, muscles, tissue, organs. Rowan screams cut through my thoughts like a knife. He squeezed my hand so hard I could feel the bones will break.
Ah!
I squeeze my eyes shut and bow my head onto my chest, willing myself to ignore the sounds and crushing pain in my hand. Heal him, just get him through this. Aww. After some time, Rowan's grip on my hand loosens, and the screaming stops. His breathing is labored, but the burn has all but disappeared from his chest. A small scar remains. Even with this amplifying my power, it's not quite enough to counteract that magic. He's going to need some time to rest. As I think back to my magic lessons, Luck's voice echoes in my head.
Experienced users of light magic can heal even the most devastating wounds, but magic will only take you so far. The body must still rest and heal itself. Magic can only speed up the healing process. It can't bypass it.
I brush Rowan's hair off his forehead. It's now beaded with sweat. I'm so sorry this happened to you. No better time than the present to have a quick look around. This location will do, but I'll need to make it a bit safer. I should be able to grow the trees together so that they hide us, but I ought to forage first. Rowan will need food and fresh water. I grow the grass around Rowan just high enough to hide him. Oh, I didn't notice the grass growing before. To hide him from prying eyes. I probably shouldn't be too long, though. This might hide him from humans, but animals won't be fooled by a bit of grass. I find a river a few minutes walk from the makeshift campsite. I don't think I've ever noticed it growing. I mean, it is right behind the text box, so if you're not paying attention, or maybe it only shows it for him since he is that. I don't know. I just never noticed it before. I find a river a few minutes walk from the makeshift campsite. That shore must be a part of the Almas River. My geography has never been very good, but it's the only major river around our village and theirs. Yeah, it's not letting me skip, even though it's the same. She forages for mushrooms, blackberry, chestnuts. Not bad at all. Fire, some warm food should do Rowan a lot of good. I don't know why it won't let me. Probably because it's new to him, since it uses his name in some boxes, so they just keep it all technically new, so you can't skip it. Food in hand, I hurry back to the clearing. Rowan sleeps peacefully behind the wall of grass, seemingly unaware I have ever left. I gather some kindling and build a small fire. Thankfully, magic flames are virtually smokeless. I build a nest of stones over the fire and arrange the chestnuts within it to roast. I step back for a moment to admire my handiwork. Not bad at all. Yeah, so we'll make this skip. I sit by the fire and keep watch on Rowan and our chestnuts. A few hours later, I hear Rowan. Oh, the best part of the whole game is about to happen. I hear Rowan rustling around, so I set the chestnuts in my hand aside and peek at him through the curtain of grass.
Where are we?
Just a little patch of forest between the villages. How are you feeling?
Can't complain.
He tries to sit up, then wincing, rubbing at his chest.
Mostly. Maybe I'll just lie here a little while longer.
Here, let me help you. You need to eat something. Don't mind me, all right?
Don't mind what?
I kneel behind him and carefully prop his head against my lap.
Oh.
Oh! A blush spreads across his handsome face.
I had some of these chestnuts earlier. They're really lovely. Open up.
Hey, I can feed my...
Shove.
Shush. Just eat.
He eats what I give him, blushing furiously all the while. Eventually, he seems to shake it off somewhat.
Hey, I think I'm ready to try sitting up now.
I give him some space, and he slowly sits up, stretching as he does so.
Still pretty sore, but I'm doing a lot better. Thanks.
Don't thank me. You wouldn't have been in this mess if it weren't for me.
Hey, stop that. I'm here because I wanted to be here.
He smiles at me and seems to look past me.
What is it?
Is that a magical fire?
Yeah, so?
So close to your coming-of-age ceremony. I thought we had a thing going here.
Don't be ridiculous. That doesn't mean anything. Jealous.
Jealous, are we?
What, me? Never. I just want to make sure you're not making a terrible mistake.
Wait, what do you mean we had a thing going here?
Oh man, I think that injury must have affected my memory. I don't remember saying anything like that at all.
Nice try.
Seriously though, what's the plan here? We should get back as soon as we can.
We will, but you aren't going anywhere in your condition.
I'm fine though, really.
I'm not taking any chances. That was some powerful magic, and we don't know if you're fully healed. It might have some side effects that haven't manifested yet, and I do not want to be in the air when that happens. We've got a massive head start on them, and this is a nice little setup we have here. I want to keep an eye on you for tonight, and then we'll leave tomorrow.
I guess so. But if I didn't know any better, I would think you were trying to keep me all to yourself for another night.
Is he flirting with me?
Yep, guilty.
Rowan doesn't seem to know what to make of this. He giggles nervously.
I knew it.
Really now, I want you to take it easy, okay? There's a nice calm stretch of river nearby if you'd like to have a bath.
Rowan's light up at the mention of the river.
Oh man, that sounds amazing right now. You don't mind if I go ahead then?
Not at all. I'll just go after you. It's just a few minutes east of here.
Great.
Gives me a sly grin.
Don't go trying to catch a peek or anything.
Why is he the only one who says that? I don't want a peek. I want the whole thing.
I'm not interested in a peek, honey. I want the whole thing.
Well, I'll, be back.
He doesn't know what to do. He hurries off into the forest in the direction of the river. Okay, I know I'm not imagining this time. That was definitely flirting. I sit by the fire, turning blah blah blah. I can't skip. I can't help but wonder how Rowan is doing. It's been almost an hour. It only takes a few minutes to get to the river and get back. Could something have happened? I must go check. I set off the river, blah blah blah. She's riding towards the river. No signs of trouble yet. As I get close to the river, my heart beats faster and faster. Please let him be alright. I can hear loud splashing. Loud splashing. I burst through the tree line and come upon a river where I find... Wow. Just slow. Come on. Hello, faster. Rowan as naked as the day he was born. Hey! I'm floored with a mix of feelings. Relief that he's alright, confusion as to why he's taken so long, and appreciation for the male form in front of me. His back is to me, so he hasn't seen me yet. For some reason, my legs won't work anymore. All I can do is stare. As if on cue, Rowan turns to see me ogling at him. He ducks down into the river until the water is just under his chin.
Hey, what are you doing here? Didn't I say no peeking?
It's like he knew this was gonna happen.
I
suddenly remember the reason I came here and tear my eyes away from him.
I didn't come here to peek at you. It's been almost an hour. I was worried about you. I thought something might have happened.
Oh, I didn't even
got,
realize.
Like,
the water just felt so good after that disgusting cell. It really helps with the residual pain. Thank you for coming to check on me, though.
The view was worth it, or of course. I'm sorry, I'm going with
that
this.
view was all the thanks I needed.
I sneak a peek at Rowan. He sinks even lower until only his eyes are visible.
Well, I guess I'll be getting out now. Turn around, okay?
I comply. I can hear the water dripping off of him as he climbs out of the river. My brain paints a vivid mental image of what must be going on behind me. Rowan walks past me, shirt slung over his shoulder. He seems to have a little extra swing in his step. I make certain Rowan has disappeared entirely before I undress and take my turn in the river. I can't blame Rowan for taking his time here. This really feels wonderful after all we've been through. I lay back and feel my hair pooling around me, clear water. I can't believe everything that's happened and what we've made it out of there in mostly one piece. Rowan put his life on the line for me more than once. I think I'm gonna have to maybe I'm crazy, but I know there's something budding between us. I don't want to dance around it anymore. But I'll worry about that when I get back. I sink under the surface of the water, clearing my mind of any further thought. As much as I want to see the confessing scene today, I have to end the stream. My husband's almost home, so that means I gotta go to the store. I gotta get plumbing stuff. Gotta be that adult that I've grown up to be. So I will save here. I do have time this weekend to stream, so I'll probably do that Saturday. I would say Friday evening, but I am recording a podcast, so that won't be happening on Friday. But Saturday, I don't know what time. I don't plan on waking up to an alarm on Saturday, so it'll probably be roughly around the same time as it was today. But I will tweet on my Twitter. I know! I am so sorry. I have to go to the store. My husband's almost home, so that means I have to go to the store. I gotta get plumbing stuff. I gotta get a new water filter too. I really don't want to drink nasty water. This area does not have good water, so I have to get a water filter. I'll probably buy more things I don't really need. We'll probably get dinner. Actually, not dinner. It's not that late. It's only 2 here. I'm sorry. At least I'll be back Saturday. I'll be back Saturday. We'll finish his routes on Saturday, and we'll do all the crazy evil queen ends and see all the different dresses that we want. And then probably what I do, just because of how easy it is to end a stream and then post to YouTube, is I'll probably end that stream and then start another route. Or maybe, actually I kept getting notifications. I was downloading a demo of a game that looked rather interesting. So maybe I'll finish his route, do a fun stream of a random game. I don't know. Whatever y'all want. I don't care. I'll play more of this, because after this we'll have 3 more routes. We're halfway through. So who would be after Rowan would we want to do? Do we want to do Caspian? Do we want to do Gigolo Joe? Or we want to do Daniel, human boy Daniel? crying in despair in Spanish. So what's really funny is my stepmom, she went to, actually her degree is in linguistics, so her main other language other than English is Spanish. So sometimes it's so funny because like when her dog or my parents' dog like does something she doesn't want him to do, she starts screaming at him in Spanish or calling him names. It's either that or Yiddish. Whatever is her mood that day. She's either yelling at him in Spanish or in Yiddish. I don't know. It is quite hilarious. But yeah, okay. I'll do Daniel. I'll look up the guide for Daniel. We'll do Daniel after we finish Rowan. And then, I don't know which one would be more interesting. I feel like they're both going to be better than what I'm expecting. I don't know. Caspian and Rocco or Sirocco. So far, like, my least favorite character, but I feel like Sirocco might be a very interesting just because of the way that he is. I don't know. We'll figure out. We still got a route and a half to get through before we dispute who we're going to do out of the last two. So yeah, but thanks for coming. I do appreciate it. But yeah. Oh, oops. I did save. Yes, I did save. That would be terrible. You know what? I'm going to make sure I did save because... Is he? Oh. That sounds interesting. Okay. 8 days coming in. I'm just going to resave. Yes, resave, because I don't want to go through 2.5 hours of replaying the game. That would be terrible. You don't like it? Have you seen anything for Sirocco yet? I'm going to look real fast at... Because I can look on the PlayStation to see if there's anyone else streaming. Or recent videos. Recent videos looks like it is Rowan. You know what? We'll do Daniel, then we'll do Sirocco, and then we'll do Caspian last. So Daniel, Sirocco, right, Daniel, Sirocco, Caspian. That's what we'll do. We've got planned actions. I will see you Saturday. I can remember what day it is. Right. Bye.